think so what I tend to do is I have my own ways of working, and then I think, how can I lend those to other people and to young people so that they can explore things for themselves? And I guess because we're not trying to make a super final product, what they do might in many ways look a bit different, and that's also fine. I'm really clear that there's no, that there's no wrong answer, there's as equally there's no right answer. Basically, we can only set up those spaces and make the invitation. And I think I'm happy to sort of, or via Laura, kind of send to you some things that are about my practice. So I'm just screen sharing at the moment from some images from my residency when I was at the CCA. And I think it's really good to think of me in these images as your young people. So this could be your young people making these shapes, moving these fabrics around, or these, this is like a measure stick that I have here, one of the old school ones that bends into many shapes. And sometimes I'm just working with sort of line, circle, stripes, more shapes, more blocks. So here it can all look quite abstract, but really, if I was to simplify and bring it all down, the tasks that I've set up for the young people could lead them to, on a sort of longer scale and longer time, would lead them to doing this kind of thing. So essentially, I'm saying this is what I do in my time and my practice to explore creatively and visually lots of ideas. And then, so here, this is just basically a huge piece of paper on a roll, and this one's got a bit of gold sprayed onto it, or this is like folds and folds and folds of paper. And I don't decide before I set out what everything's going to look like. I have to get in there and just have an explore. So that's why it's quite nice for the young people to just be given a task to do, but also to be able to see photographs of themselves later and see what they looked like and what it came out like. And again, that's literally what I do. I have a play, I put a camera on, and then I go back and have a look at what does that look like as an image later on. And then I go on to maybe polish it. So some of these later images that you see, I'm working with a photographer, filmmaker, and we've got lots of much more cleaner objects that I've chosen and working within the CCA space to make some really striking kind of imagery and striking bits of movement. There's also a short video that goes with that as well. So it's really bold sort of images and explorations of what it means to move, what it means to be with different materials, shapes, what the potential is, without having to overthink it too much or without having to solve a problem necessarily. But what they get from it is they do the task, they're in the moment, and then later they're able to look back and see what happened and what did that look like, rather than having to plan what it's going to be from the start and then work towards that.